Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my most used eyeshadow palettes. These are like the top 5 eyeshadow palettes that I have been reaching for the most recently. These aren't like of all time, they're just like what I've been using for the past few months. These have been like my go-to eyeshadow palettes. So before I jump right into all of the palettes, I would really appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And I'm also doing a huge holiday giveaway right now, so if you guys want to enter that, I will have a link in my description box below. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. So the first eyeshadow palette is actually probably one of like my favorite eyeshadow palettes of all time. I did get this in a BoxyCharm. I cannot remember what month it was, but it is the ColourPop You Had Me at Hello eyeshadow palette. This eyeshadow palette is $18 and there are 12 shades in here. 6 of them are matte and then 6 of them are metallic. Now apparently this was supposed to be like a collab palette with Kathleen Lights, and if you peel off this sticker under here, it like says something else. I never peeled off the sticker because I didn't want to ruin my palette, but this is just a really pretty, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Warm tone, but like rosy palette. I am obsessed. I've already hit pan on this shade right here. I use this literally every single day. I really just like to put like this shade right here all throughout my crease and then put this shade on my lid and inner corner and brow bone, and I'm like good to go with just those 2 shades. I really like the formula of these shadows. The mattes are really buttery and soft, but they're also really pigmented, and the shimmery shades are super pretty and metallic. I really love palettes that are like an equal amount of matte and shimmers because I use a lot of mattes in my crease. This one has a lot of good shades that you could like have a nice transition shade, and then you have like your deeper crease shades, and then you have this super dark brown over here that's really nice for like the outer corner or putting on your lower lash line just to deepen everything up. This is an affordable eyeshadow palette. Highly recommend this one. The next palette is also like a rosy toned palette. I did just pick this up, I want to say probably like a month and a half ago, but I have been using it like literally every single day. It is the Huda Beauty, the new nude palette. I am obsessed with this palette. It's seriously so good, you guys. Here are what all of the shades look like. There are so many pretty like rosy toned shades in here. This little concealer or like lid primer over here, I love. I put this on my lid like every single day before I put a shimmery shade down, and it just really helps the shimmery shade to like stick on so that it doesn't go up into my crease, because I hate when my shimmery shades transfer into my crease. They are doing that right now because I did not put this down today. I didn't actually use this palette today, but if I had used it, I would have put this all over my lid so the shimmery shade would stick. The mattes in this palette, you guys, are so like smooth and pigmented. They're soft, they're buttery. I love them. They're not patchy at all. They blend out super easily. And then these shimmery shades in here are like some of the prettiest metallic shades that I've literally ever seen. I don't know if you guys can tell, but they kind of look like, I don't know how to describe it. They look like they're like different colored flakes in there, but whenever you swatch it, it's just one really pretty like metallic color. I love this shade for all over the lid. For every day, I really like to put like the shade Play right here all throughout my crease as a transition shade, and then I'll take Secret or Teddy and put them a little bit lower in my crease and then blend it out. And I like to put Raw like on my outer corner and my lower lash line. This is a really great palette. It is very expensive. This is a $65 eyeshadow palette, but don't worry, I'm pretty sure Bad Habit Beauty will come out with a dupe for this palette that'll probably be around like $16 to $20. They always have really good dupes. I do have a video testing out one of their palettes that's a dupe for the Desert Dust palette. I will have a link for that in my description box below if you guys want to check it out. Next up, I have another like nude everyday type of palette. This is the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. I love this palette. I've been reaching for this a lot more lately. Normally, I really like rosy shades and pinks in my crease, but I have been gravitating towards the warm tone shades down here recently. I just really like the way that they look. I can honestly say that the Anastasia shadow formula is the most pigmented shadow formula I've ever used, so you do have to be careful. I feel like this is not the most like beginner friendly type of eyeshadow because if you put too much, it's kind of hard to fix your mistake, so you do have to go in light-handed with these shadows. The mattes are also, just like the other palettes, really soft and buttery. I do really like the Anastasia Shimmer formula as well, but it's not one that I can really go in with just with my finger. I usually like to use a wet brush with these because I feel like they're just a little bit more like, I don't know, they're very soft. They're not like a very like firmly pressed shadow, so they don't go on so like, I don't know how to describe it, like so metallic. You do have to wet your brush to get these like super metallic. They're just very like soft, and I feel like if you apply them with your finger or just a dry brush, they kind of just like fall down onto your face. This eyeshadow palette is $42 and you get 14 shades. I really like that it kind of has a different shade for everyone. So if you like more of rosy nudes, you have the shade Dusty Rose over here, and then they have all of the warm matte shades if you're more into warm toned eyeshadows. I really like this palette a lot. I feel like it's really versatile. You can create some like natural looks, but then you can also create bold looks with it as well. I really like this one a lot. Next up is an all matte eyeshadow palette. I use this palette so much. I almost didn't want to mention it today because of all the drama surrounding this brand. But regardless of all that drama, I am going to just talk about it because it is a palette that I have been using like literally every single day nonstop. It is the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette. This is an all matte, very warm toned eyeshadow palette. As you can see, mine is a mess. Like, I'm about to hit pan on this shade right here. I use these nude shades over here all the time. I really like to use this palette. The mattes are really, really pigmented and soft and buttery. You do also have to be careful with these shades because if you go in heavy-handed, it's kind of hard to fix your mistake. The deeper shades over here are really pigmented, so you do have to be careful with them, but I really, really like the formula of these, and also they smell like peaches. They smell really good. So this palette has 12 eyeshadows in it and it costs $45. If you are looking for a really nice matte eyeshadow palette and you really like warm tone shades, you will love this palette. And then the last eyeshadow palette that I have been reaching for a ton lately is the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette. I am obsessed with the formula of these eyeshadows. I have been going in with this palette a lot lately, especially this shade up here. This is Caramel. I also really like the shade Mocha over here, and then the shade Macchiato has been like my favorite color for all over my lid. It is so pretty. So this eyeshadow palette has 10 shades in it and it costs $42. This is a brand by Kristen Dominique. If you don't know who she is, go check out her videos. I love watching her channel. I really love that this palette has these like pops of color over here, and I actually have been using both of these. I used the shade Cold Brew for the first time recently. I have an Instagram tutorial using it and I'm like obsessed with that shade now. I feel like these are both really wearable, colorful shades, so you can kind of get out of your comfort zone. I've talked about this palette so much recently, so I'm just gonna be very like repetitive in this video. The mattes are very buttery and soft and pigmented. As you can see, they feel so nice. And then these shimmery shades are just so like metallic. They're so pretty. They're seriously like one of the best metallic or shimmery formulas that I've tried. I definitely recommend checking this palette out. They do sell this at Sephora, and I think they do sell it at Ulta. At least that's where I picked mine up originally, but that was like in the summer a long time ago, so you might want to go check it out. But they do also have this on the Dominique Cosmetics website. So those are all of my most used eyeshadow palettes. I have been reaching for all 5 of these palettes so much. I've been wearing them on an everyday basis. I'm like obsessed with all 5 of these eyeshadow palettes. This was actually a really easy video for me to make. Like, I already knew exactly which 5 I use the most. I have like everyday makeup drawers in my bathroom, and then I have all my other makeup in my filming room, and all 5 of these palettes stay in my bathroom since I do use them every day. Leave me a comment down below with what your most used eyeshadow palettes are. I'm always looking for new recommendations for palettes. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I will have all of these palettes linked in my description box below if you want to check any of them out, and I'll also have links to my other social media accounts like my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook page if you want to check me out on those as well. And before you leave, I would really appreciate it if you would click the bell next to the subscribe button so you can receive notifications of when I post new videos. Thank you so much for watching.